that the scriptures were actually written by aliens, that type of thing.
Are you guys seeing this? How I'm seeing this? The stuff that I talk about shows up literally in interviews, like days after I talk about it. Although I've been talking about this for a while now, how the aliens seeded the Bible. It was a seeded transmission, that's what I call it, right? And a seeded transmission is like any type of media, books, music that was left for us by the interdimensional beings who are coming for open contact, the seventh dimensional beings. To seed our brains and our subconscious and our nervous systems to get us ready for open contact and this time. And there's a lot of different clues in the Bible, like all the passages that I've read that are on my page, and then also the number 7 in the book of Revelations. It's all over the book of Revelations. And the reason for that is because the beings, the humans that are coming to help us, come from the 7th dimension. And so I'm like, what are the fucking odds that they're literally talking about the Bible being written by aliens? Okay, so let's talk about the metacognition of that, because it is true. So here's the deal, okay? Now, this is what they're telling me. They did not write the Bible, but they did obviously like intercede with it to like put certain things in it. The fact that it got like manipulated to patriarchy and things like that was done in the 1600s by King James and a rabbi. It was not done by the aliens. There was intervention though to put some stuff in the Bible. Now, the reason why, and these are the first channels I ever got, was about the Bible. The reason why they left the Bible, though, because, they could have, like, why didn't they erase the Bible? Why did they allow all of this to happen? They had to. They had to, because we're in a dissension period. So, like, that's the thing. There's the metacognition of my channels, is that we're in a dissension period, and it's the only way you can disconnect from God. So that's why we even exist on this planet right now, and that's why all this horrible bad shit happens. I actually got a question about this the other day. Like, why do the aliens, like, allow all this horrible stuff to happen? Because it takes this long for our brains and our nervous systems to get ready for a paradigm shift in reality, which is that not only do other beings exist outside of here, but also they are coming to help us. And other dimensions exist, and aliens exist, and all these ideas, which is why they had the movies. It's why in the Bible they have them coming down from the sky. All this stuff. They were warning us. That's why in the book of Revelations, there's like all this bad stuff that happens. Again, we're seeing it play out. We're seeing all these natural disasters. We're seeing these horrible wars. We're seeing genocides. We're seeing all this terrible stuff. Now, again, it's not like the 10 plagues like Moses' times. You know what I'm saying? We have the COVID though. So like there has been like a lot of signs and stuff to indicate, and then we have, of course, the Christ consciousness awakening right now, which is Jesus coming back. So it doesn't look exactly how the Bible describes it would, but the Bible's like a story. It's like a book, so of course it's not going to. We're seeing how it's literally playing out in front of us right now. So of course this pastor, he spins it and is like, oh my gosh, I think they're negative. I think they're trying to harm us or whatever. Which is, honestly, it's a very fair assumption, because, like, why would they make the Bible then? Because the Bible obviously was used as a means to oppress people. But that's just because we've been in a dissension period for 13,000 years. So this goes way, way, way back, before the Bible even existed. The Bible was specifically invented and manipulated by King James and a rabbi. And I was told that the first thing my channels ever got. And back then I didn't have the bandwidth to accept metacognition of like that was actually fated. But it was fated, because that's what souls come down here to do. We come down here to learn and to grow through pain. I actually got a quote the other day from God, which is really beautiful, which: love is the best feeling in the world, in the universe, but pain is the best teacher. So that's why. To teach us. To teach us about our own connection to God, to teach us about disconnection from God, to teach us about the exploration of human souls and how God chooses to incarnate into each one of us together, to explore different shadows of not just God but humanity, because, you know, being a human is a very unique experience. Now listen, these answers are hard to accept, but they're not nefarious. They're not nefarious or doing evil things or, you know, that kind of stuff. It wasn't like reptilians that came and like it fucked everything up. It was humans. It was humans exploring themselves and the disconnection away from God. And so that's why, again, it went into patriarchy, because our creator's a woman. So of course, the creator during a dissension period is going to want to be as far away from herself as possible. And so that's why men got to be the oppressors and why women are the ones who ended up oppressed. Same with Black and Indigenous people. It's because they're the oldest souls on this planet. Obviously, just their skin alone, the fact that they have melanin in their skin and we don't as white people, shows that like they evolved and developed skin that protected them from the sun. And so that alone proves that they're like the oldest souls here. And that's why they were repressed and oppressed by white people, because white people are the youngest souls. And during dissension, you know, you do explore jealousy, you explore like fear, you know, and that's the thing that kind of drove white people. It was the fear of the fact that they didn't have power over these older souls, that they had the least knowledge on the planet, that they had the least experience, and it caused obviously this whole situation. Same with men. You're a younger soul because you go through less hardships. Now, again, there's exceptions here. So now we're in a different period. Now we're in the ascension and descension period, and the starseeds are here. And so there's a lot of white men and women who have incarnated here, such as myself and other starseeds, who've gone through deep, deep, deep distortion and oppression to infiltrate the oppressors so we could, again, collect data and learn from it. So the only thing that was wrong about this situation here is that they paint it nefariously, but like that's a very fair assumption to make, but it's the wrong one based on my channels. So it's super cool when I get to clear stuff up. It's so cool to see when my channels literally show up again in all these interviews and in disclosure type of conversations. But yeah, this is the reason why the Bible was even allowed to be invented. It was to explore distortion. And now God's going to come make it right, and he's going to reveal all the truths. That's the whole reason we're getting the Epstein files. That's why all these people are talking about stuff like this. Like, this would not even be allowed to be a discussion 10 years ago. So the fact that it is being discussed on a mainstream podcast is by also a pastor, or whatever the hell he is. I don't know if he's a pastor or a cardinal, whatever the fuck he is. By somebody in the Christian religion. So, there's nothing to be afraid of, but you are allowed to have anger around it. Just because we have this metacognition doesn't mean that we don't have human emotions around it. So, yeah, that's what I know about it. So cool. I love this stuff so much.